Navigating Modern Manhood, exploring what it means to be a father, a husband, and a man in the 21st century. Now with your hosts, Scott and David. Hello and welcome to Navigating Modern Manhood, where we are exploring what it means to be a husband, a father, and a modern man in the 21st century. My name is David Corcoran, and I am a coach and an EQ professional. And we want to start this podcast, Scott and I, in order to help modern men to really understand issues that they may be facing in terms of living a modern life. We now live in a society where we really need to investigate for ourselves, go deep, and go inward and find out how we can be a better expression of ourselves. I'm Australian. I'm based in Vienna, Austria, and it really is a pleasure to team up with my mate Scott.
G'day, I'm Scott Jewell, as David's correctly introduced me. And I'm a mentor and a Reiki master. I do group mentoring, personal sessions, and also Reiki sessions, and I offer teaching as well. I also am Australian. I'm from Sydney. And I think navigating modern manhood is what we're all doing. It's something that we need to learn and adjust and basically adapt as things in life change as we go through. And this is one thing that we are very passionate about and love discussing. So why not share it with the world?
Absolutely. And we both belong to the Wellness Breakthrough Academy, which is based in Canberra in Australia. So Scott and I are both remote. I've only met our mentor, Jason, once. How many times have you met Jason, Scott?
Quite a lot, actually. I knew Jason for 10 years before I jumped in the academy. Never really got stuck into his business. I sort of left that a bit private. But as I said, just navigating and adapting through modern manhood, it naturally led myself to him. And learning their, new world ways of discovering things and adapting, and new therapies and tools that you can use to actually create the life that you want and adapt and be better in yourself, which helps better your family around you and better those around you as well. So I've known Jason 10 years and been in the academy for 3 years now.
Awesome. I've been in the academy for 5 years, and that's how we met, Scott. So I think that's important for those who are watching to kind of get a sense of who we are. We've met a couple of times in Europe here, and we really want to appeal to men not only in Europe, but men across the world who are interested in taking steps towards becoming better, to understanding themselves and being able to use their full vitality in a really prosperous way. So this is not about toxic positivity. This is not about these kinds of more overly masculinized moments, but really considering how can we be in balance? How can we create the life that we want and be able to flourish within the context of where we are, whether that be in Europe, Australia, or perhaps another part of the world as well. So, Scott, what are you looking forward to as we develop this series on YouTube?
But I'm just really excited to see where it goes, and just open and to see where everything runs. Everything's new, and I think we learn the most when we walk towards our fears and we push through and we challenge ourselves. And I think that's what we're all here for, is to learn, develop, and grow as human beings. And whether that's emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, we do it all together because they're all related. And I think if we can discuss that, as you said, it's not a whole masculine macho thing. It's, getting in touch with your emotions, getting in touch with your thoughts and see where they play and how they rule your life, how modern things, even historical family patterns come up and how you adapt them to your life and what you can do going forward. So it's all about modeling behavior and thinking and diving into that subconscious to see where it goes.
Amazing. Yeah. And I too bring that side of things as an emotional intelligence professional, a coach, a voice coach, a former opera singer. You can find a little bit more about Scott and I in the biog that you see below. And I guess we'd encourage people to ask questions, right? To open up, to share with us how and what kind of issues you might be facing. And so we can use this video cast to really start to explore some of the issues that are important to you as well. So we'll provide details in the link below where you can connect with us and join us, perhaps even on this program too, if you want.
Absolutely. And we'd love to get some questions, because it's not just a single question that what bothers me, what bothers David. It can be what bothers everybody, and we've all got those same thoughts. It's it might be it's just a simple thing that I'm not man enough. I'm not enough as who I am as a human being, and it's how we perceive that from a different perspective. And that's one of the wonderful things that I love about group sessions. And I think this is great as a YouTube channel and a podcast and everything else that we can do with it, is that it provides perspective for others. It gives them another view, which broadens their horizons. And one of the things that I believe is you can only see your horizon the way that you have it within your lens. So if you get to look through someone else's lens, you get to broaden your horizon and see what's in front and what's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And learning from each other too. I've learned so much from you already, Scott. And we learn from other Academy members and in the male circles that we belong to as well. So maybe you're questioning your role models or who around you can learn from. So we hope that you might learn from us as much as we can learn from you. And then this community of sharing, we want to help men to grow, navigating being husbands, fathers, and just being a modern man in the 21st century.
Yeah, that's great. And that's exactly what we want to do. And I'm just going to throw you on the spot right now, David. What do you think the modern man is right now?
I think, to be honest, I guess it's a combination of someone who is introspective, willing to reflect, willing to stop and say, I apologize, I mucked up, and then to make steps towards change in that sense that a modern man is not trying to dominate, compete, or even, do everything in a kind of me versus the world kind of scenario, but working with the world in order to get the best out of others, a servant leadership style approach to manhood. And at the same time, actually exploring emotional intelligence, awareness, being able to harness those abilities and being more open. What about for you, Scott?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's brilliant. Absolutely right. And I think the key thing that for me is responsibility. When we're responsible for ourselves, we're responsible for the situations that we find ourselves in. We don't judge and we don't project. And so that's getting in touch with your emotions as well. And I firmly believe that there is no wrong emotion. It's just different emotions have different energies, and it's how we use them. So it's the modern man as a person who's in touch with their emotions, in touch with their feelings, know the impact that they have on others and how they can better themselves and others around them. So as you said, it's not going around there beating my chest, I'm King Kong or whatever. It's actually going in there, walking in, such as walking into a room, getting the feel of the room and saying, right, who do I need to be in this room to get the best out of everybody in this room, including myself? And that's one thing that I'm really passionate about, is not rejecting yourself. I've done that for a lot of years, and I would say it was detrimental. However, detrimental's got a judgmental association to it, and I don't wish to associate that, because if I didn't go where I went, I wouldn't have the lessons that I've learned. And I think that's one thing I'd love to explore with people is, if they've got a question or a story that's holding on to them, is, well, let's dive in deeper into it and find out where that is. Yeah. And I think that's what the modern man does, is gets in touch inside.
Yeah, great. Well, if you'd like to get in touch with us, please do. We are going to send out regular episodes, and we'd encourage you to come on here as a guest and encourage that circle of sharing. So check out our episodes. We'd love to stay connected with you, and we look forward to bringing you more ideas, tips, and connection here at Navigating Modern Manhood. This has been another episode of Modern Manhood, and if you've enjoyed this episode, please click to subscribe and make sure you stay connected. We are Navigating Modern Manhood. Join Scott and David next time.